Hello students, today I will discuss about this graphs. If you see that playlist bridge course, in that also I have discussed about graphs. Different types of basic graphs you should know, they are useful in physics also. So again we will see the topic with reference to physics. See, if y is proportional to x and you say that y is equal to kx types, so it's a straight line passing through the origin like this. Here you are calling this kx as this k, or this m you are calling it as the slope of the graph. M is the slope of the graph. How do you get m? The tangent value. If it is negative, if y is equal to minus mx, then it will pass through the origin, but like this. Okay, here the slope is decreasing, here the slope is increasing. If you have an equation like y is equal to 4x minus 2, or y is equal to 5x plus 3, or 3x is equal to y minus 2, all these type of equations, they are straight lines. But are they passing through the origin? Means they are not passing through the origin. In coordinate geometry, there is a intercept form. You know, that intercept form is written in this form: x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. And the line also looks like this. What does intercept means? Where it cuts the x-axis, it cuts at a comma 0, and where it cuts at the y-axis is 0 comma b. So this x value is the x-intercept, and this is the y-intercept. All these equations, they represent that type of format. So when an equation is given to you, can you find the intercept means? Yes, you have to put, suppose this equation is given to you, put x is equal to 0, you get the y-intercept. Put y is equal to 0, you get x-intercept. So let us see here, x is equal to 0, you got y is equal to minus 2. So it is cutting at 0 comma minus 2. And put y is equal to 0, you get x is equal to 1 by 2. Put y is equal to 0, you get 4x is equal to 2, 2 by 4, it is 1 by 2. So the equation in line will be like this. On x-axis it is half comma 0, and y-axis it is cutting where? 0 comma minus 2. So this is the equation of the line. Sometimes you come across this kind of isothermal situation. P is proportional to 1 by v. Whenever you see this type of a graph, x is proportional to 1 by y type of graphs, you have to understand that it is basically a rectangular hyperbola. The shape of the graph will look like this. As v tends to infinity, p tends to 0. Very large v value, very small p value. Okay, very small p value. When you are approaching like this, what are you doing? When you are coming like this, so when you are decreasing v, p is increasing. When you are decreasing p, v is increasing. So this type of graph shape, many times it comes. You have to remember the graph shape. Another quite commonly which comes is a parabola. So y square is equal to 4x. If you get this type of equation, the parabola passes through the origin, and you see here, for positive x you get the same y, for negative x also you get the same y, isn't it? So which type of graph is this? So what happens here, whenever you get a parabola, you have to see about which axis it is symmetrical. Okay, about which axis it is symmetrical. Here actually I told in the reverse. If you put y positive or negative, y square is always positive. So for every x there are two y's basically. For every x, if I take x value, even this justifies and this also justifies. So the shape of the graph will be like this. If it is y is equal to 3x square plus 2, will it be passing through the origin? Means it won't be passing through the origin, because if you put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2, so here it is 0 comma 2. This point is 0 comma 2. From here it will be a parabola. The shape will be like this. Okay, you have to remember the shapes only. Detailed analysis we will anyway do in the mathematics part. Now sometimes you come across this type. See, I am trying to tell in terms of maths, but You can have a physical parameter such as v versus v and t, or some other physical parameters. So you have to use the concept of maths to solve this. Suppose the equation is there, y is equal to 2x square plus 4. Okay, if you want to find what is the slope at 1, x is equal to 1, you have to first differentiate this. If you differentiate this, you get the value of m. How much is it? It is 4x. So at x is equal to 1, what is the slope means? Put x is equal to 1, you get the slope value. Okay. Okay. So let us move on to some basic graphs. S versus t, displacement versus time graph. If the graph is like this, remember for a ST curve, ST graph, when you find the slope, you get the velocity. Okay. And here you can see that the velocity is, the slope is constant. The slope is not changing. If you take a VT graph is provided to you. If you find the slope of a VT graph, V by T, it will give you acceleration. If you find slope, it will give you acceleration. If you find area under the curve, you get distance traveled, displacement. Okay, remember that. Area under VT gives displacement, but slope of VT gives acceleration. Now the third type, when you get an acceleration versus time graph. Now in all these, as I told in the bridge course also, this time is a independent axis, but acceleration is dependent axis. It is dependent upon time. At a particular time there is a particular acceleration. Okay. If AT graph is given and you find, let us say up to here you find the area, you find this area, then what it will give? It will give the difference of velocities at this point and this point. Why? Because dv by dt is equal to a, dv is equal to a dt. If you integrate both sides, velocity initial final value you have to put. And what is this? This is area under the curve. So the area under the curve is giving you v minus v0, which is the change in velocity. Okay, it's a very important point. Please remember that. Okay, let us see some regular graphs. If you take a case of a uniform motion, okay, you see this graph here, v is constant. If v is constant means what? The acceleration. This is a VT graph. Okay, this is a constant. The object is going at a constant speed, then it is parallel. What is the acceleration here? Acceleration is 0. If you take the ST graph, okay, now in this ST graph you see this, you find the slope, you get velocity. Is the velocity changing here? No. So because you find the slope, you find here, everywhere you get the same slope. So this corresponding VT graph will be looking like this. Okay, uniformly accelerated motion. You see this graph here, what is happening? The slope of VT curve, what it will give? Acceleration. Is it changing? No. If the acceleration is not changing, you call it uniformly accelerated motion. If it is changing, then it is a non-uniform motion. Okay, simple, straight. So here you have another graph like this. This is S versus T graph, and this graph has been shown like this, the shape. What is this graph? It is starting from 0. This graph is x is equal to half at square. In this case there is no initial velocity. There is no initial velocity. Take this graph. This graph is between v and t. So here it is not starting from 0, it is starting from some value which is u. That means it has got some initial velocity, and from there the shape of the graph is like this. So is it a uniform motion, means uniform acceleration? Yes, because the slope is not changing. And what will be the equation? V is equal to u plus at. Here it is v is equal to at. Now here, if you try in the similar situation, if you try to plot ST graph, what will happen? It will start from 0, because you put a time t is equal to 0, it will start from the origin only. Here also, if you put t is equal to 0, it will start from the origin. But this graph and this graph will be slightly different. You see here the slope is more, it's more rapid, it is not that rapid. The shape is same, but the slope is more in this case. So know the difference between S is equal to ut plus half at square and S is equal to half at square graph shapes. Suppose this type of graph is there. So what will happen? When t is equal to 0, it has got some velocity, and from there what is happening? It is decreasing. So it is a case of retardation. And finally you see the graph is still this point only. That means the object stopped. The object stopped. Okay. Take this graph, VT graph. Here what is happening? The graph is continuing beyond this point. That means it is still not come to. It is going in the retardation direction. It is going in the retardation mode, and it's continuing. It is a case of uniform retardation. Okay. But however, the equation will be v is equal to u minus at here also. But it is a case of uniform retardation, whereas here it is coming to rest. See this graph. Here what is happening is you have drawn the ST graph. The object has got some initial position. It is not at the origin. It is at some position which is S0, and from there you have to take the case of ut plus half at square. That means this shape will come from this point now. Here it started from origin, here it started from here. Only difference between these two is it has got an initial. It didn't start from origin, it started from some initial position. If you see this graph, ST curve, like a parabola it has been shown. Here for half of the portion, the moment is the half of the portion, the slope is positive, and for the remaining half, the slope is negative. Alright. If you want to know what is the slope, you need to draw a tangent over there. Okay. So you see here, this slope is decreasing. In the positive side, the slope is gradually decreasing, but here slope is increasing, even though it is in the negative direction. So when you draw the tangents, you will know pretty well that where it is increasing and where it is decreasing. Basically, it is the tangent value. So you take a shape like this. Okay. So you draw a tangent here. So this is the angle, right? So you can have another situation where the shape is like this. So this is the tangent here. Which angle is more? This angle is more compared to this angle. Like that we need to compare. So some points we need to remember, that if I ask you that at a particular instant of time, is two velocities possible? Two displacements possible? The answer is no. It is not possible. Look at this graph shape. At a particular instant of time, it has got different velocities. It is not possible. So this graph is not possible. This is a VT curve. They will test you asking this type of questions. You should be able to identify which is the correct option. Look at this ST curve. The graph is shown like this. If you take this particular time, what is happening? You have a displacement here and you have a displacement here. S1, S2 you have. How is it possible? You cannot have multiple displacements at the same time. Take this graph. At this particular instant of time, you need to draw vertical and horizontal. Wherever it cuts the curve, that is the value. Okay. So in this situation, you have at this particular point you have got two velocities. It's not possible. So this graph also not possible. Same is the situation here. At this particular instant of time, you have got two displacements. That is not acceptable. Okay. So carefully see in the x-axis and y-axis what physical parameters are given, and based upon that, most of the times either we talk the slopes or the areas only. You have to see whether you have to calculate the area or the slope. And when you are talking about displacement, you have to take care of the signs as well. Now let us see a couple of questions. Displacement time graph of a particle moving in a straight line, as shown in the figure. State whether the motion is accelerated or not. You have to say whether this is an accelerated motion or not. Not means no acceleration, means acceleration is equal to 0. Describe the motion in detail. They have given that S0 is equal to 20 meters and T0 is equal to 4 seconds. So this is the graph. You see here, this graph starts from the negative y-axis, it cuts the x-axis and then goes straight. If you find, the moment you see displacement and time, if you find the slope, what you will get? You will get velocity, right? So here m is equal to constant, okay? So this value of slope is not changing. So is it a uniform accelerated case? Yes, it is a case of a uniform acceleration. If you want to physically understand, imagine a straight road like this. This is s is equal to 0 position. Initially it was at minus s0. That means it was 20 meters back. And with what speed it went? It went with 5 meters per second. So it started from here and it came to the original point and it is moving forward. So this is the point A, this is point A, this is point B. Let us say B was the origin point. So it is right now in the negative direction. And the point where it started with minus 5 meters per second. And it is continuing. Is it a case of a uniform accelerated case? It is a case of uniform acceleration. Okay, let's see the next one. A car accelerates from rest at a constant rate for some time, after which it decelerates at a constant rate beta. So it is accelerating at constant rate alpha and decelerating at a constant rate beta to come to rest. Finally it has come to rest. If the total time elapsed is t seconds, evaluate the maximum velocity reached and the total distance traveled. So you have a situation like this where you have a velocity versus time. The car started at some constant positive acceleration and after some time it became negative. It started decelerating and finally coming to rest. But the negative is given as beta and the positive rate at which it is increasing is alpha. Accelerating is alpha. So the graph is like this. So this peak point is your maximum speed, okay? Because it is saying that rate for some time after which it decelerated at the constant rate. Now, for some time t1 it went in the positive mode and it started decelerating. Let us say the time is t2. So what is the total time? It will be t1 plus t2. So here you are provided with vt graph. So if you find the slope, you will get the acceleration. So there are two portions here, two triangles here, two portions here. So you can find alpha and beta values. You need to note this point that beta is a negative value here. So you can write for the positive portion alpha is equal to Vmax by t1. Okay, distance velocity by time. From here you will get t1, and similarly for this portion you will get t2 is equal to Vmax by beta. And what is the total time? You need to add these two. So beta value is here, the slope is negative, but you cannot take minus 10, right? There is no minus 10. So while calculating the time, you have to add these two to get the total time. So add these two, you take Vmax common, you get 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is equal to t. Alright, Vmax into 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is equal to t. From here you can calculate Vmax. Vmax you will get it as alpha beta by alpha plus beta into t. Alright, now this maximum value you have calculated. So if he says what is the total distance traveled, so you have velocity, you have time graph, you have to find the area of this triangle. The distance traveled will be half base into height. So base is time and height is Vmax. Put in the values, you finally get alpha beta t square by 2 into alpha plus beta. So this is the distance formula you can find out. Now in the same case, you can say that initially the velocity is 0 at this location. So can you use v is equal to u plus at equation? Yes. Initially u is equal to 0 at the stop point. Let us say the speed is v. You use this, put u is equal to 0, and here a is alpha as per the question. So you get t1. V is max is equal to alpha t1. And similarly for the other portion, when it started, it is at the maximum speed. So u is equal to Vmax. Finally it came to rest. At this location the v is becoming 0. So v is equal to 0. again you can use this equation. Here acceleration is negative, you can put the minus value and you will get the same equation what you have done here. If you put T2 will be equal to Vmax by beta, that's what you have put here. You can follow this approach, you can follow this approach, both are okay, right? So find the area under the curve, you get the distance traveled. Let's see one more question and let's use them. A rocket is fired vertically upwards with a net acceleration of 4 meters per second square and initial velocity 0. After 5 seconds, its fuel is finished and it decelerates with g. At the highest point, its velocity becomes 0, then it accelerates downward with acceleration g and return back to the ground. Plot the velocity time and displacement time graph. See, basically the whole book story says that you have a rocket which has been fired vertically upwards. Obviously it will travel and at some point the fuel will be over and it will reach some highest point and from there it will fall back due to gravity. Alright, so in this type of questions you have to divide this into segments. So he says that he has given you the acceleration and he says that after 5 seconds fuel is over. So till what point it has traveled? Till the point its velocity has become 0. Now what is the speed at which at the time when the fuel is over? Will it stop? No, it will travel because of its own thrust. Okay, so v is equal to u plus at equation we can use. Initial velocity is 0. We have been given that time, we are given the time and the acceleration. We can find at the time when the fuel is over what was the speed of the rocket. It was going with 20 meters per second. It was still cruising, and once the fuel is over it went up to some distance upward. Alright, and then it will travel till the point its velocity is decreasing now because it is going against the gravity. So at some highest point its velocity will be 0. So at that point I will call it as v, the velocity is 0. Okay, and this va what you have worked out will be initial speed. Now it is like this. You have projected a rocket from here to here. The rocket had fuel, but the rocket is still cruising. It will reach up to this point. So here initial velocity was 0. You have worked out some v for this segment, let us say AB segment. For BC segment, this will become initial speed, final speed is equal to 0. That is what we have done here. So VB is equal to 0, VA value will be the U value, and you can find out the time. So you get time is equal to 2 seconds. That means after the fuel is over, the rocket has traveled for 2 seconds. So till now what is the total time? 5 seconds with the fuel and 2 seconds without the fuel. The total time will be 7 seconds. So at this it has reached the highest point, and from there it will fall due to gravity. It's common sense. Okay. Now how will the graph look like? The graph, the VT graph will be, it attained a speed of 20 meters per second. Initially it was, the speed increased, and then when the fuel is over, the speed dropped. So ST graph if you draw, this is an ST graph. Okay. So it represents which shape? S is equal to half AT square. Okay. The graph shape will be like this. So these are the important points A, B. Okay, and then it will fall back to C. So here OAB we have found out that it is 7 seconds. So if I find the area, I can find the distance travelled in OAB path. Till now what is the total distance travelled? So if you find the area, you get this base is 7, height is 20, you get 70 meters. So it has travelled 70 meters. So OAB, this is how much it has travelled? 70 meters. Okay. Obviously while reaching the 70 meters it has reached the highest point. So backward journey also will be 70 meters only. So SBC is equal to SOB is equal to 70 meters only. But we don't know what is the time of BC. See, A to B, B to C it went. It took 7 seconds. For falling, how much time it took? It need not be 7 seconds, it may be some other time. So we need to again use the equation S is equal to ut plus half at square. At the highest point the velocity is 0, this term will become 0, s is equal to half into at square. This is what it is written. Why TBC? Because TBC just to identify. Alright. So here we know the acceleration, we know the distance, we can get the TBC value, which is 3.7 seconds. So what is the total time of travel now? Total time of travel is between is between O to A, B and then back to C. It is OA BC. For OAB it took 7 seconds and for BC it took 3.7 seconds. So the total time taken would be 10.7 seconds. So that means it reached the highest point, its velocity becomes 0 and from there it fall. So when it fall, this is the motion that has been shown, okay, in the velocity time. Because if you consider this as the u direction, this will be the negative u direction. Alright, thank you.